Anything to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Welcome to Behind the Glass. How's life treating you guys? So it's correct that we're not going to watch fights tonight, right? Freaking fights already happened. Jesus. Man, we're not a day late and we're not a dollar short. The absolute state of California. Have you heard of the $900 minimum felony charge you can rob and steal in California? I can't breathe. Yeah, they enforced, Governor Gavin Newsom, he enforced like this policy thing where if you can go into any store in California and steal, like, if it's under $900, it's not a misdemeanor, it's just a misdemeanor, it's not a felony, and you won't get arrested for it. For stealing anything under $900. So people, there's like videos of people just wandering into gas stations and stores just with like grocery bags and stuff, and they just load them up, and as long as it's under, they have like, people said they walk in there with like their phones and they're like tallying up totals like on their calculator.
It comes up to like $8.99.
Yeah, it comes up to like $8.99. Then you just walk out. You're free. You're free, baby. So here's my plan. Let's take a road trip to California, bro.
Is this like a...
It's not even on your record.
So you can do it like every day? Like each day starts anew?
As long as you don't get... Yeah. They can't do anything. The cops can't do anything.
I was curious. Maybe there's like a time period in there.
No, man. It's
everyday thing.
It's the Wild West. You can do whatever you want. That's something we should look into, but here's a video we can watch of a guy exercising his rights to steal $900 worth of shit. Well, I don't think he took $900 worth. I don't know how much he took.
Like a candy bar.
Yeah. No. He did worse than that. This guy was legit. Just living in Cali, baby. Where is it? It's a pharmaceutical company. Well, you'll see. You'll see.
Oh my god, look at him just stealing that shit.
He just walked behind the counter, grabbed a bunch of pills, bunch of... I don't know what he...
Move. I'm not gonna do anything, bro. Dial 911, please.
This is dial 911, please.
Look, give me my pills.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
This is California's governor, Gavin Newsom. What was the shoplifting has moved from retail stores into pharmaceuticals in Santa Ana, California, that says. Yeah, you can walk in anywhere in California you want. Take 900.
They can't arrest you.
They don't arrest you. How does that make sense to anybody?
It's not worth their time, I guess.
There's also the...
They don't want to do the paperwork.
What the f did you just say to me? There's also the thing where they have an issue with homeless. I think we've talked about this before, but did you know that the homeless crisis is just a business? Like, people have salaries to do with homeless people. Like, there are people who are assigned to fix the homeless crisis in, say, Texas, like Austin, Texas, or in California. But those people are making like $250,000 a year. They're paid $250,000 a year to fix the homeless crisis. And if they fix the homeless crisis, exactly, they don't have a job. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I saw some of the, I was watching a video where they were talking about the budget that California was getting, like billions of dollars to fix the homeless crisis. Why am I not in that business, man? I can't even imagine what you would do all day. We go have a meeting, have some coffee, say, hey, man, what do you want to do about this homeless crisis?
Yeah, let's deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah, let's deal with this tomorrow.
They'll be okay.
Let's go buy some more shacks.
Let's go walk around and give each one of them $1 that we see.
What do you think would be a viable solution to fix a homeless population? I've tried to think about this a couple different ways. I don't know what the first thing you would do to fix a homeless crisis would be. You can't just give them money.
I think they've been trying to convert like old apartment buildings, but then it just is going down.
Yeah, you can't just give them money, and you can't just give them housing, free housing, because then they won't, then they really have no reason to work. Would it be, should you arrest them? What do you think? If you're governor for a day, governor skis, to fix the homeless. But that's the thing. That's the thing.
You designate a spot in your state where homeless people can stay, but that's the only place you can stay.
Maybe we should designate. Wait,
that sounds like a thing like making the projects or something. Right? It does.
That's exactly what the projects are. And everybody says it's racist and it's unfair and it's whatever else.
Well, if you just do it to all homeless people, I guess, then it's not.
Yeah. Maybe we should designate a homeless state. Like an entire state, California. But it's so beautiful. What a waste.
Beautiful. I don't know. I've never been there, I guess. Full of fires is all I know recently.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Like a water shortage thing right now.
But it's a legitimate question because I was judging these people. When I heard that they were making salaries off of homeless people, and you're now incentivized to make more homeless people because your pay every year might go up based on how many homeless people there are and how many you can say, well, now last year we needed 3 billion, this year we need 5. You know, and I can get more money because we have more homeless people, but we just can't seem to fix the crisis, you know? So
you almost have to lock them up because a lot of them, I'm sure, well, some it's like a lot of problems with drugs, right? Well, they don't get enough time away from them to actually like come off of them either. Like when they're actually like physically addicted to them, you almost would have to lock them up until they're actually like clean.
God, that wouldn't
until they're
work.
actually like sane enough to like be smart enough not to go back. Yeah, but we do it to people.
That's why we have that $5 billion budget. We can feed you on that, right?
Yeah. I mean, we put people in prison and let them live in there for life, and then kill the man.
Putting homeless,
At least you're trying to help somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, but putting them in prison wouldn't fix anything, would it? How do you fix? Let's just say
it fix some because they get sober enough to like actually be able to like think straight enough to like fix their issue. Maybe I'm not saying all. Some people still go back because that's the way it is. They're just creatures of habit, right?
Yeah. If there was one homeless man that walked into this studio right now and said, "Hey, man," someone like Dave brings in a homeless guy and he's like, "Hey, fix this guy's life." What would we do to fix that guy's life? What's the first thing you would do for that guy? Hell to the no. Dave said, let him sleep in your basement. That's a negative. Nah, man, yours.
I think it's a lot of them choose, I'm assuming, to be homeless because, I mean, it's not like you have to be. I get like it's hard to like but there are programs out there to like help you get on your feet already, and they don't take advantage of them either. They just choose to be that way.
So what would you do? You're saying you would put them in one of those programs? Okay. Let me just throw out another little tidbit about homeless people.
They've given up on life, some of them.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What were you gonna say?
To the point to where they don't take themselves out, but they're just giving up.
Yeah.
Right?
But here's another issue. Homeless people, they did an interview of a bunch of homeless people on the street. And this one dude was saying, and this one guy said it, but it's true about, I would say, all homeless people if they're trying to get a job. He says, I've tried to get jobs. People tell me, they drive by and they like throw like $1 at me or some change or something and say, go get a job, you bum. Like, he said, I've tried to get a job. And the people tell me, well, hey, like, give us your email address, give us your phone number, we'll call you. Like, give us like your home address, we'll send you this. Like, he's like, I have no cell phone, I have no email, I have no home. He's like, and then they tell you, well, we can't hire you if you don't have any of those things. And he's homeless, so he can't have any of those things unless he gets a job. And he can't get a job unless he has those things. So he's in this loop
out there that help them do that stuff.
So the solution,
I'm not saying it's always the way to go, but they do help them get those things.
Okay.
Some people, and some probably start to do it and then they fall off or they don't do it anymore, right?
So now
I'm not saying all of them.
Right. But back to those programs, you know what those programs are? Those programs are the people who are getting paid $250,000 a year salary. The programs that are designed to help these homeless people are the people who are making money off of the homeless people being homeless, and they're going to
put them in jobs that people don't want to take.
No, they don't want to help the homeless at all.
To work those jobs.
Yeah, but they don't want to help the homeless at all.
Yeah,
because then it takes away their money.
Yeah,
so they're not trying to help these people either.
You still, when you make that kind of money, though, you still want those people to take jobs you're never going to take. Because there's jobs like somebody making that kind of money, he's not going to go work at McDonald's. You need somebody to work there when you want to go get a cheeseburger.
So you're saying
you need people to fill those jobs. I mean, eventually technology might take that over, but you do need people to fill certain jobs because those people will never work those jobs.
So is that the solution, to send them down to like fast food joints and like janitor stuff? You should pretty much.
Well, I'm not saying, but I mean, it's a job.
Yeah, but
you just got to pay them enough so they can survive. Because what's the point of working if you can't live off the wage, right?
Yeah, but then it's back to you go to those jobs. Even McDonald's, you go to McDonald's and they say, okay, we need your email address, your phone number, like all these things.
But I'm saying that the program helps them get into that place.
So that program needs to be created.
You have the company where you can go and say, I need a job, and they get you a job.
Right. Like, what do you call that place?
I don't remember what, workforce something, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But they have those places.
So that's what you need for homeless people.
You need to go into that place and they will get you a job.
And they'll get you a job without you having a phone and an email address and all that. That's
why can't they use their stuff, I'm sure, to help you? You can still get an email. Why can't you get an email? The library, because
you don't have a phone.
You can use computers in the library.
Who's sending you emails if you're homeless? Like, what do you give a damn?
For one. And I'm not saying, but I don't know. I've never been homeless. I hope I'm never there. I don't wish like anything on anybody to ever be there. I'm sure it sucks. But like even the people I see like up on the road, they all have cell phones.
Homeless people?
The people up on the roads asking for money, I always see them on the cell phone.
That is true. You just made a good point.
I always see them have a cell phone. And there's actually programs out there that give people cell phones.
Right. Really?
Yeah.
So the problem can be fixed. It's just the people are making too much money.
Some people just don't want to do it either. Some of them people that are homeless choose to be that way. They just like giving up, and they don't care. Yeah,
but the homeless population is blowing up. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And all these millions of dollars that's going to these people and their salaries to try to quote unquote fix the homeless problem, all that money should be going to the hardworking American citizens like me and you know, instead of going to these freaking losers who don't do anything to fix the problem because it's going to take away their job. Like, it's just this vicious cycle. Like, do you know what we could do with, $5 billion or whatever they're given to fix the homeless crisis? Like, what that money could actually do?
There's money that gets dispersed everywhere that we could do stuff with, though. They just don't, right? Everybody wants a chunk of it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to dip their fingers in.
I want a chunk. I want a chunk of that money.
Once they saw it, they couldn't go back.
Give me my billion. Man, give me 2.
$1 billion.
I'm just saying it's something that drives me nuts just thinking that we've set up the system that they have set up the system that way to where it's almost impossible to help homeless people because people's jobs are reliant on there being homeless people. If they say, okay, if you fix the homeless population, if you were to go up to the people that are getting paid to fix the homeless crisis and you tell them, all right, your job no longer relies on homeless people. We're going to pay you even if there's not one single homeless person. We're going to pay you just to maintain the system. We're going to keep your salary going. Then those people might actually be incentivized to go and help homeless people.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's people out there that have those jobs that are trying to do stuff, but like there's things in place that are keeping them from actually fulfilling
There might be, but even those good people are terrified. No one wants to lose their job, their salary, you know? So
there's just so many things they got to jump through too, because a lot of stuff like they want to do has to go through like legislation and stuff, and there's so many hoops they got to jump through to get things to actually happen.
Aha! You've brought it full circle. Back to the legal system, baby. The good old legal system in this country that I always love to talk about. Our legal system is junk. Once again, if I was president for a day, or if I was ruler of America for a day, ruler of this beautiful country that we love, for one day, if you gave me a pencil and a freaking, I would say bring me the law books right now and bring me a bunch of lawyers because I'm going to fire a bunch of them. And I got an eraser on this, and I'm taking out, we're starting some new stuff in this legal system.
Take that and you throw it into a fire.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, let's burn this. I was watching Peaky Blinders. Yeah. Dude, Peaky Blinders is an amazing show, by the way. I don't know if you haven't watched Peaky Blinders. My older brother recommended it to me. Oh, it's such a good show. It took me a second to get into it. I started watching it months ago, and I don't know why, but I turned it off. I was like, it's just another one of those old, like, colonist shows. Like, I don't know, like, just those old shows. I didn't want to get into one of those again. Yeah. But my brother, I had a conversation with my older brother, Corey, and he's like, dude, you need to watch Peaky Blinders. I was like, what? What's he talking about? I already tried, and it wasn't that great. But I went back and watched it, and I got into it. Whoo! The show is good. But my point to that is, in that show, I just watched the final season, which I think is season 5. They're going to do another one, season 6, and that's going to be the final season. But I just watched season 5. In season 5, the Peaky Blinders, they're this big family group. You know, they've created this monopoly in this town, and they control everything, right? And there's these guys have all gone through so much. Geez, I'm spitting everywhere. These guys have gone through so much to create this massive like company that they have, right? This family. And this young kid comes in. He's part of their family, but he comes in to the system, and they're having this family meeting, all the board members of this company. And it's these older people that they built this company up from nothing. And this kid comes in with his like little girlfriend. He's part of the family. He's like one of the family members' sons, but he comes in with this book, right? This whole system that he's designed, and he's like telling them, I'm gonna take over from now on. He's like, I wrote it all down in this book. He's like, you guys are gonna retire. He's trying to take over the company basically, and he's telling them all these things like, you're now not gonna be the owner of this company. I'm gonna take over this. I've got it all written down in this folder, and he hands it to the guy. He hands it to the main guy, and the guy goes, it's getting a little cold in here, isn't it? And he takes the whole piece of paper and he throws it in the fire behind him. He doesn't even read through it. That's what I would do to the legal system in America. It's getting a little cold in this room. I'd take the whole book and throw it away. And then there would be chaos, and this country would fall apart very quickly because you can't get rid of all the rules like that.
You'd be so down. You'd be like, you're done.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
I would change things slowly, but I would definitely, the legal system, everything in life in this country now comes down to the legal system. They'll kill you with the pen and the paper. Damn.
I mean, it's got to suck to be part of Cue the Music. Is that what you want?
No. What were you going to say? No,
it's got to suck to be some of like this I can't imagine the stuff that gets thrown. Like I'm not saying like their job would suck. Like the justice, like Supreme Court and stuff. Can you imagine the stuff that comes to you daily? Like how much stuff is brought forth to you? Like people want to do and change and do. Man, that's got to be a headache. That's got to be work, man.
Like any other job, after a while, you're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's a prison now.
That's the problem too. It's like you can't get that way when you're being one of those people because the whole society is based on what your decision is doing.
Yeah, man. You're
it. Like you're above the president. You're above all these people. Your job is to make the rules for this country and for people to live by. Like you can't just be like, I got a headache. I don't want to do this today. No, that's not what it is. If that's where you're at, you need to quit and let somebody else take that job.
You need to have a term limit.
Also, yes, for other, yeah.
You know, that would help
yeah.
because they're not going to quit. Just like the people running the homeless situation, they're not going to quit. You'd have to be forced out of that job. Like specific jobs, that would be one of the things I'll change.
The only benefit of them being there a long time is there's benefits to some of that. Term limits should be there to get rid of the people that shouldn't be there. Because there are some people that should hold those jobs longer than the 2 terms also, though.
Yeah, but
because there's probably people that can do a really good job for a very long time.
Right, but who decides that? That's how they fell into this mess in the first place, them thinking they knew who could run it for a long time.
It's a problem now. But, yeah, term limits should also be there. But there's people that, like, know all that stuff now, too. The experience is also a good thing because that new person coming in might not know anything either.
Well, this whole country is all about...
It's definitely a dilemma.
This whole country is all about schooling. We believe in education, right? So the person coming in, you know, why can't that person be trained on the job?
Yeah, for sure. But you definitely want to make sure they know their job before they're in there.
Yeah. Sure. That reminds me of that video Justin sent me and you of that old KGB agent who defected to the United States.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you watch that video?
Yeah, I did.
What he was talking about in that video about how...
Oh, man. Yeah, it's all coming to play, man.
It's happening.
And that was made in like the 80s.
Yeah.
And he says it's a long process. He said it was made to make it take a long time.
Yes.
So you just like squeeze the people and keep taking them in and holding them there.
Yeah. And one of the things he was talking about in that system was how you teach children. You know, you start out with the children in the schooling system. Not a lot of attention is being paid, I don't think, to teachers. Teachers are sliding by. Teachers, man, teachers. I have words about teachers in this country. I don't think there's nearly enough scrutiny or importance placed on their job while Skis chokes over there. Teachers, man, they're able to they're getting away with a lot of crap. They're bringing in their own opinions. And this is a question that I had, who makes the school curriculum? Like, what's that group of people? Because it's the children that are being taught, and they're the ones that are being watered down to introduce this chaos that the KGB agent was talking about, right? He says, we're going to start this out in the classroom, basically. And once you train up one generation of children to believe a certain... like to have them, desensitized to so many different things where they can't really tell what's right and what's wrong anymore. Once you get an entire generation of children and they're now adults and they're running things, he said it takes a long time to change that back around. And it's almost impossible to do, you know? And right now, what's happening in the schooling systems in this country, it's appalling. I just watched a video of this guy that was talking about how children as young as in 3rd grade are now being taught everything about sex, and they have to they're being taught in school like everything about sex and about how you can change your gender in 3rd grade. They're being taught you can decide all of these things. Like the things that they're teaching our children in school at a younger and younger and younger age, I don't think enough people are paying attention to that. And I think it's sliding under the radar. You know, we're so wrapped up in our own little problems that nobody's looking at what the hell is being taught to our children. And you know who it's being taught to? I am subscribed to Libs of TikTok on Twitter. Do you have Twitter? We have Twitter. Do you have it? Go follow Libs of TikTok.
Oh, man, I'm thinking Instagram.
Go get Twitter. I don't tweet. We don't tweet. I just post our videos. Yeah, I just post our videos on Twitter, but I don't necessarily ever tweet anything. I just watch people because it's fun. There's a group of people on Twitter called Libs of TikTok. And what these this group of people does is they just get the most profound, I'll use that word, just the best footage of libs, like you know, the people with the pink and the purple hair, and they want you to call them demon and they, them. There was literally a video on there where these two people, I don't know if they were man or women. I don't know what they were. They had a lot of makeup on. They were they, exactly. And he was explaining, or it was explaining, they was explaining how, what the other thing next to him, what his pronouns were, or its pronouns, like, he was like, he likes to be called demon or they or them, you know? And then he explained like how to use those pronouns in a sentence when you're addressing this individual. Okay? That's the kind of stuff that's being taught to the children in school. And that's a problem. Wouldn't you agree? Do you not think that that's an issue?
I think it's a problem because they're not talking about the real problem.
Exactly. Why the hell are you not talking about economics and history?
Like teaching them how to fix.
Yeah, why don't you teach them how to like deal with their finances? Why don't you teach them how to properly vote? Why don't you teach them how to
flat tire on a car? Simple thing.
Yeah, I don't think this kind of stuff is necessary for children to learn in school.
No.
About gender. That is not necessary. And the people that are teaching it are always the ones that are telling the kids.
They'll figure it out on their own either way.
No, they're telling the kids, hey, it's your decision, however you feel, you know? And to a certain extent, like, that's okay to say to a kid. But if it's my child, like, the teachers, man, are not being held accountable for the crap that they're pumping into children in our schooling system. And this is the biggest issue that happens from it. We're about to wrap this up. This is the biggest issue that happens from it. And we see it happening in police forces all over the country right now too. Police, military, even in Congress. Like Trey Gowdy resigned because of all the bull crap. I love Trey Gowdy. Yeah, he was the congressman for the South Carolina district. Huh?
He said he resigned though, so he's done.
He resigned, yeah, because he didn't want to deal with the bull crap. So this is the biggest problem that's happening from all this. All that crap is being pumped so heavy and so hard into everybody, and it's now so hard to fight against it because you'll get ostracized, you'll get canceled, you'll get this and you'll get that. So all of the good people who should stay in and fight, they're leaving.
Because they're just done.
Police officers are quitting the force because they're like, oh, they're forcing us to do so much. I can't take. Good people are quitting. Good teachers are quitting the schooling system because they're like, I can't deal with this anymore. Good politicians are quitting because they're like, it's too much. But you, like you said earlier, you can't do that. You can't quit. You need to stay and fight for us. Like now it's just them in there. And then we all sit out and we sit in our podcast rooms and we talk about it. But these people, the people that are creating these problems are the ones that stay in office.
So let's set a goal. And we get into office into something and do something about it.
We need to develop a following. Let's develop a cult, the BTG
Just run
cult.
For something.
We need some more people to follow us. Run for what? Congress?
Well, you got to start somewhere.
You got to put out your own little manifesto.
Start getting
You need money. You need donors.
Got to be like Tom Cruise in a show me the money. He writes his thing, right? He's got his things he wants to do, but it works out for him in the end, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
We saw what happened to Tulsi Gabbard in the election cycle. If she can't win, oh, good luck, Jackson. You know? Hope. Well, yeah, Trump should run again in 2024.
State-wise first. Start state and work your way up.
Nah, we're screwed, man. Anyway, you got to end this.
All right. Anyways, before I say it.
Oh, snap.
Go watch the Dave Chappelle special. Anyways, cue the music.
Hey! Dave Chappelle. The music's been cued. There's nothing more I can do, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.